Today we'll be reading Rachel Carson, writer and environmentalist. Early lessons. Rachel Carson was born on May 27, 1907, in Springdale, Pennsylvania. She first learned to love nature when she was a child. Rachel liked to explore the river and woods near her home. Her mother, Marie, often went with her. Marie taught Rachel the names of the different kinds of birds and flowers. She also taught Rachel that everything in nature has a job to do, and people should not try to stop it. A young writer. Rachel loved to write poems and stories. When her older brother went off to fight in World War I, he sent letters to his family about what he saw. When Rachel was in 4th grade, she turned one of his letters into a story. She sent it to a famous magazine. The magazine published her story. This made her very proud, and she gained a lot of confidence. She wrote 2 more stories for the magazine. All 3 stories won awards. A change in plans. Rachel decided she would become a writer, but Rachel was not sure what to write about. She had always read books about nature and wildlife. When Rachel was in college, she took a biology class. She was so excited about learning how nature worked that she decided to become a scientist instead. Rachel sees the ocean. One summer, Rachel worked with marine life at a laboratory in Massachusetts. There, she saw the ocean for the first time. From then on, the ocean was an important part of her life. Because she needed money to pay for school, Rachel worked as a teacher while she studied biology at a university in Maryland. She graduated in 1932. Something to write about. Rachel found a job as a writer in Washington, D.C. Her job was to write radio shows about how people could conserve or take care of the ocean. By becoming a biologist, Rachel had given herself something to write about. She became an aquatic biologist and studied the ocean. She used her knowledge of the ocean to write articles for magazines and newspapers. Her first book. A book publisher thought that what Rachel had written in her articles was important. He asked her to write a book. She wrote Under the Sea Wind, which explains how birds and fish live together with the sea. The book was published in 1941. Readers found her ideas very interesting. Scientists also thought her work was important. A famous writer. Rachel thought it was important to write books on the things she cared about. In 1951, she wrote The Sea Around Us. In this book, Rachel describes the many parts of the sea, from the waves down to the sea floor. People liked the book, and Rachel became famous. In 1954, Rachel wrote another book about how sea creatures lived together, called Edge of the Sea. Rachel learns about DDT. In 1958, Rachel learned that many birds had died after being sprayed with a pesticide called DDT. It was used to kill insects that eat crops. DDT was often sprayed over crops, animals, water, even children playing outdoors. Everyone thought it was harmless, but Rachel worried that DDT was hurting people and animals. She started to study the effects of DDT. In 1962, her book, Silent Spring, was published. This book told the world how pesticides hurt the earth and people. Anger about Silent Spring. Many people were angry about Rachel's book. The people who made DDT called her a liar. They were afraid of losing their businesses. Farmers wondered what they could use instead of DDT to stop insects from hurting their crops. Rachel appeared on TV to talk about what she had discovered. U.S. President John F. Kennedy chose a special group of people to study DDT. In 1963, the group reported that what Rachel had written in Silent Spring was correct. A lesson about nature. Rachel Carson was a courageous woman who stood up for her beliefs. Her book changed the way people treat the environment. When Rachel died in 1964, laws were already being passed to protect the environment. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency was formed in 1970 to make sure that we take care of nature. Since 1972, it has been against the law to use DDT. Rachel taught the world that we must protect nature or we could destroy it.